Welcome to The Daily Grind, a Bluff City Media daily podcast. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Luke Hatmaker. Grab your favorite morning brew, and let's get to the show.
It was just another manic Monday. I wish it was Sunday. I don't have to run day, 'cause that's my fun day. Welcome to the Daily Grind. Man, my voice didn't sound like crap this morning. That's kind of nice. I don't know why. But that was Manic Monday. This is the Daily Grind. I am your host, Luke Hatmaker. It's Monday, and I got Uncle Buck and I got Parrish with me. Happy early birthday to Uncle Buck and happy late birthday to Parrish. I think we're within a week of each other, right?
Within a couple days, like
couple days,
4 days, 3 days or something.
4 days.
Yeah. 33. The big Mark Gasol year for me. What about you, Parrish?
Dang, we the same age. I'm 2 to 3 days older than you.
Hey, here we go.
I'm 33. Wow.
That's awesome.
Yep, March 29th to April 1st.
That's it.
Dude,
Shout out
that's
to us.
awesome. So Aries? No.
Yep,
Are you guys Arieses?
for me for sure.
I'm Christian. I don't believe in that stuff.
I knew. Okay, we're moving on. We know what Parrish did for his birthday. God. Dang it. Parrish, I know you went to the Lakers game for your birthday. I want to start out. I know it's Monday. The Grizzlies was 2 days ago, like we were saying, but the Grizzlies lost to the Los Angeles Lakers 134-127 in Tuomas's first game. Really, the main reason I wanted to talk about this is because it's exactly that. Tuomas's first game. I'm glad it makes me happy that you were in the building and that you were able to talk to him, right? In the media availability.
Yeah.
How was it? How was it? How was his energy, at least in a loss?
You could tell he don't like losing. I'd say that much. He definitely came in kind of, he wasn't necessarily pissed off, but it was like some of his answers to the questions were like, yeah, we did good, but not good enough. Like, I saw some positivity, I saw some positives, but at the end of the day, we didn't win, right? He did talk about it a little bit, like he just kind of went through the processes of things to go on, things he wants to get done. Also, just a short time frame, just like the firing happened. They had off day Friday. Ja Morant actually talked about that. They had off day Friday, so they didn't practice. They only had shoot around for 30 minutes to an hour before the Lakers had to get on the court. That's the only time they had. So you didn't really have no time for him to implement anything. It's just, do what they've been doing. So, but he just talking to him, you can tell he's knowledgeable. He knows what he's doing, but it's such a tough situation with only a short amount of time left in the season. And in that situation right there, a big game like that, you only had shoot around in a team meeting to really talk about anything.
And I think that's the weird thing to me is you talk about timing and not having any time to practice. When you fire a coach 9 games before the end of the season, if I just look at the Grizzlies schedule, so they had they were off on Friday and they fired their coach middle of the day, and like I said, I'm not going to get on that they shouldn't have fired Taylor Jenkins. I was kind of more leaning towards a change that probably needed to happen, not for the same reasons everybody else did, but just for it was just time for a change, Yeah. But you get to you had no time before the Lakers game. You had just one off day before the Celtics, and then you've got one off day before a back-to-back, or the Celtics and Warriors are back-to-back. You got one day between the Heat. You got one day between the Pistons. You don't have an extra day off until April the 6th. So, when are there going to be? I think you're going to see a lot of the same, is I guess the point I'm making. Like, you could talk, maybe rotations change. But you're not going to see changes in defensive philosophy or offensive philosophy, really, down the back stretch of the season. You're just hoping that this just unlocks a level of effort. Was the only reason, only thing you can reasonably expect from changing a coach right now.
That's a good. I really appreciate you framing it that way, because I have not taken the time to actually look at the days between games, but that's kind of, you will not be able to implement anything new in that short amount of time span. That's just really, really difficult. That's an uphill battle for sure. Now, if you get to the playoffs, maybe then you got a little bit more time between games to figure out like your system.
Yeah, playoffs.
Playoffs.
You
Yes.
seen the standings?
Yes.
But
You seen
it's
the
also
standings?
probably
We gonna get there. We gonna get there.
But if you get there, it probably makes it a little easier though, because you're just preparing for the same team at least 4 times in a row. So
yeah.
it's not like you're changing game plans going from the Lakers to the Celtics to the Warriors. You know, it's going to be all, as of right now, Lakers for 4 straight games.
Especially the first series, because you have a week out. You have a week after your last game that Sunday. You have game 1 will be to that next Saturday or Sunday. So you literally do have a week if they
Which
do
is
actually make it.
which
Don't
they
be
You
playing.
got to dodge that play in.
Yeah.
For this scenario to work.
we will. I'm manifesting it. The first step to dodging that play in. We don't, like I said, I just wanted to talk kind of what it was like in the building. The first step toward missing the play in is you gotta win a game. Oh yeah,
You want to know how it was in the building?
Yeah, how was it?
Lakers.
Lakers
Uh,
home game. And that
when the Grizzlies are down.
That's the case anyway.
yeah, they travel.
That's
And there's
the case
fans
Yeah.
everywhere.
And now they
I've
got
been to
Luka.
Lakers games though, in which Grizzlies were good and we were all in, and they were not as loud. Like we drowned them out. But when the Grizzlies are down and the Lakers come in, it's really depressing, and you can even hear it on TV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it was a lot of Luka jerseys. Like it was more Luka than LeBron jerseys. I saw. So
Really?
that lets you know. Yeah.
Man,
That's what they all got as a Christmas present, though. Like,
Yep.
that was their-
Well, not even Christmas. So you didn't
well,
get
not
trades after
not
this, so.
Christmas, but yeah.
they
Valentine's
put
Day.
them on the
Valentine's
jerseys
Day,
for
that was it.
Valentine's Day. They put the jerseys on all the
Valentine's Day.
chairs like towels. They're like, Happy Valentine's Day, Lakers. Oh God, I hate that. We don't have to talk about that. The Grizzlies need to win tonight. I mean, they need to win a game, period. But like winning a single game will go a long way to missing the play-in. Who would have thought? So the Celtics are coming into town tonight. Celtics have already clinched. Are they locked in? They've clinched their division. They're
they're
they're on an
4.5
8-game winning
games
streak.
back of Cleveland, and they are 8 games up on the Knicks.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're
Yeah.
locked in at the 2 seed.
But they're on an 8-game winning streak, so again, don't mean nothing. I mean they finna arrest people.
God, man, that's what a recurring habit for me is I get on this show and I'm like, maybe they'll rest people. That's where I'm at. I'm just hoping that the other team rests people down the stretch. But like, this is going to be a tough game to win, I imagine. I don't know. I mean, it is one positive. Our injury report is absolutely clean. Everybody's healthy except Brandon Clark and Zion pulling. Everybody else is back, which is hilarious after we had 8 guys on it Thursday.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I digress.
I don't find it very hilarious. I'm not getting into everything, but I've been purposefully silent for a long time, just saving it for the $2 sports show, which
Good.
is
Don't- yeah,
probably
don't-
explosive tomorrow.
That's what I'm waiting for it. I've been waiting for it.
Yeah, listen, that's what this NBA is at this point in the season. It's who wants to win and who doesn't want to win. And the Grizzlies are, if you look at the standings right now, you're talking about the play-in, they are a game and a half back of the 7 up from the 7 seed. And we've got Celtics and Warriors coming up, and then today and tomorrow.
And that's the tiebreaker with Golden State.
Yep.
If we that's the tiebreaker. Like we lose tiebreaker, we lose the game.
So yeah, it is of infinite importance for the Grizzlies to win this game tonight and tomorrow night. Especially tomorrow night, but definitely you've just got to get in the left column because it's just you don't want to get in that play-in for some of the reasons that we just mentioned a minute ago about just having some time to figure things out.
Also, Drew, they on the 2 games here. The Clippers for 8.
Oh my God! Don't
They
say
might have
that.
a role play-in game, and you know they lost tiebreaker to the Clippers. They got swept in the season series.
We've lost the tiebreaker to anybody in the top half of the West. What are you talking about? That's the whole point of the season.
Everybody except Minnesota. Minnesota on team wins tiebreaker on.
Is there a way for us to get Minnesota in the first? There's not. That's who I want in the first round. Is that too much to ask?
Get them in the play-in.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that.
We be playing at Minnesota in the play-in game.
Oh my God. Which You know what? Let's just jump right ahead to it. I wanted to talk about this. Let's just jump. What's this? What's
Sorry
this?
for stealing your thunder. I didn't know we were going to this.
Yeah,
No, but
okay.
I can use my earpiece. That's part of the bit. What's this? Just in the standings report. We're gonna talk about the standings. Like, this is what I really wanted to spend today's episode talking about. I could care less dissecting. Not care less. I don't want to spend 5 to 10 minutes dissecting this Boston Celtics Grizzlies game tonight. I want to look at the standings.
Standings.
It is what it is. It's
the rest of the season.
It is standings watch the rest of the season, and I hate it. I hate that's where we're at. But we were just going over some of the scenarios right now. We're only a game and a half ahead of the 6th seed. Is that what you said? I have not.
6 and 7. 6 and 7.
We're a game up on the Warriors at 6 and a game and a half up on the Timberwolves at 7.
Yeah, they had the same record.
And 2 games on the Clippers at 8.
So, man, that's not.
At least we won't fall out to play in.
I was going to say, at least we won't fall out. Like,
I don't see a scenario in which we fall to even the bottom half of the play.
Yeah,
we're going to have 2 opportunities to win 1, and we'll either play right now Houston or Oklahoma City.
Oh, now
as if we're the 7 or 8, if that's when we fall.
Shoot, man, if we can get that, I hate playing this game.
The 7 seed is not the worst case scenario.
Not at all.
But you've got to win that first play-in game because you have no chance against Oklahoma City.
That's the worst.
I would say, in my opinion,
worst case period.
In my opinion, and this is after just seeing the Lakers game, and I'm not a big fan of playing Luke and LeBron. I've been on record about that, but there's not really any good matchups, and I'm looking at potential, like, realistic matchups based on standings. 4-5 with the Lakers would probably be number 1 just because you dodge the play-in. But number 2, when it comes to, like, probability of success, in my opinion, is being the 7 seed and playing Houston.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, Houston is what we were 2 years ago when we caught Houston is that young team that. Shut.
We are not the Lakers 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I didn't want to say it.
We're still a young team. We're younger than Houston.
Yep. That's only because they have Steven Adams. that's.
And they also got Fred VanVleet.
That's it.
So they got.
Oh my God. So is that where? So let's rank those really quick. So I'm with you. I think Lakers is my first. If that 4-5 matchup is my number 1, then that 7-2 matchup. Then I guess I wouldn't mind playing Denver.
So if we win the 6th seed, if Denver holds
3, and
that's realistic. You're 1 game above. You finish maybe 1 game above
Minnesota,
or half game above Minnesota or something.
And Golden State passes you.
Lose the tiebreak.
Yeah, you don't lose the tiebreaker. You stay out of the play-in. You still don't have home court advantage, but that's not bad. That 8th seed. I don't want that 8th seed. I don't want to play the Clippers, and I don't want to play the Thunder. Not the Thunder. Yeah, the Thunder and those are my 3 that I'm like, I don't want to really play them. Thunder, Warriors, and the Clippers. I hate the Clippers, man.
In that order for me. Now, we haven't played the new look Warriors with Jimmy Butler. But before we play them, and I'll reserve the right to change my mind after I see it tomorrow night, but I don't want any part of that Warriors team. Put them right underneath Oklahoma City for me.
Tomorrow's going to be pretty telling, that Warriors game, because we have not, it's like you said, we've yet to play this new look Warriors team, and they are a half game back. That's so upsetting. So let's say the Warriors pass us. Oh God, I don't know. What's our most likely second round? Yeah, go ahead.
Tonight. So basically, tonight is big in this sense. We're on a game and a half of Golden State, right?
Yeah.
If we lose, we'll only be a game ahead of them. So that means tomorrow we're playing. Yep.
Just like we had with the Lakers.
We lose. Yep. Just like to the 4th seed. And now we're essentially 2 games. We're essentially 2 games behind them because we lost tiebreaker.
Right.
So.
Man,
and tomorrow you lose tiebreaker Golden State, you essentially be a game behind them. Although we had the same record because tiebreaker.
It's wild how important this 3 stretch of games has turned into. That Lakers, Celtics, Warriors stretch. Like, it's going to go a long way to determining this seeding, which is wild. God, we're sitting here looking at these first round matchups and trying to figure out which one we like. I don't know. Assuming we get out of the first, I don't know. I don't want to see any of these second round teams. It's like we're like nitpicking to find a matchup we like for the first round, but
when you're a lower seed, you can't be trying to nitpick on matchups.
Damn right.
Damn right. I guess Zebo did it, but they also were ascending at the time they were getting to the playoffs, so they
could do that.
That's why I said, I think it was on our show last week, we were talking about matchups, and it's no longer about matchups anymore for me. Like it's a thought exercise, and sure, I'd love to pick, but it doesn't matter because I don't like our odds in any of them right now. So the most important thing is being able to find a groove, and I feel like we're 73 games into the season, and we've been saying it all season long, where we have not been able to find a groove and get confident.
Yeah,
and now that's the only thing that's important, because if not, I mean, we're just looking at what the season is so far, and it's going to be a disappointment in the playoffs too.
Man. So last thing, and then I'll let you get out of here, Parrish. Based on, well, I mean, what do you think, Tomas? Do you think this is Tomas's job to lose heading out of the season and into next season? Like, what do you think he's got to do? You think so?
I would say yeah, because for you to fire Tay Jenks with 9 games left, I think there was to see what you got in Tuomas.
What you got?
The only problem with that is I don't know if you really could judge these last 9 games in the playoffs, because it's like that's not enough time, and you really gave him his first head coaching job in the thick of the season. Like, it's not like at the most important time of the season. So if he does succeed, yeah, he'll get the job. But even after that, was it just the team just started playing hard, and then all of a sudden he really got coached next year, and we see he's not getting good at coaching? So it's almost like you really won't know. So I'm not sure, because it's like, I guess you could say if they get swept in the first round, or they just fall out, and God forbid that they don't even make the playoffs, they lose both playing games, don't make it, he out. Right.
You look at how this was handled, though. Like, I've become convinced over the weekend, like, that Taylor by the front office was more or less neutered coming into this season.
Yeah, of course.
And so if that being the case, like, I feel like he should be the prohibitive favorite to be the coach of next year. And I just, at this point, would think it's a mistake, just because I want veteran teams, and I want a veteran coach. I mean, it's just that simple.
Yeah, it's real tough too, because they put him in, like you touched on it briefly, Parrish. He is in like the worst possible situation for anyone to succeed in these last 8 games, where it's like, hey man, good. We're gonna see what we got in 8 games where you are fighting for your life, literally, for playoff seeding, and you are also playing one of the hardest schedules the rest of the way. It's just like, good luck. We're gonna see if he's able to string together some wins, and if he's able to show some buy-in from this team, then it's like, well, yeah, he's earned the job. But it's tough. It's really tough. And I'm like you, Parrish, like, I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see how it.
If you're Tuomas, we've got to come up with a better name.
T.I.
I don't like T.I. because we just like T.J. It feels like we're just going through the alphabet at this point.
T.I. T.C.
Memphis is so good at assigning nicknames to people that we've got to come up with a better than just initials.
Was it Lane?
The white guys get nicknames too.
The finisher? Is that what I saw? The finisher?
Yeah, I saw.
He got to finish first.
He's got to finish first.
Yeah.
So, matter of fact, no nickname until he finishes.
You finish.
Fair. That's fair.
No nickname.
He may be finished anyway.
Yeah.
But listen, if I'm him, like, if we're just being honest, and we are in his position, and we think that, hey, maybe I'm first up for this job if they fire Taylor, you take it because it's offered to you. I don't want to take over with 9 games left into the season. That feels like a losing battle. Like, you just made it harder for me. Like, it's almost like the unknown is always so much more appealing than once you actually see it. It's the whole thing with the NBA draft. The number 2 pick is great, but once you assign a player to that, then it's just kind of like, okay, do you like the player or do you not? But not knowing who the number 2 pick is so much cooler are so much more easy to bargain with somebody. And now we're going to actually see him in a situation that is not stacked up for him to be successful.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair?
Nope.
Nope.
I mean, what is fair? Fair's relative.
Fair doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
At the end, I hope you got a pay raise at least, but you getting a promotion.
What if he didn't?
That dude is fair if he did get the pay raise.
If he did get the pay, if he got a pay increase,
That's
it's fair.
fair.
If he did not, it is not fair.
Hey, I want to circle back just real quickly because I Googled this while we were talking. Regarding standings when it comes to strength of schedule left. Okay. This is per Tankathon. The Grizzlies have the 12th hardest schedule remaining, including a game against Boston, Denver, Golden State, Minnesota, and Detroit, with what they call 3 probable wins. Charlotte, Miami, and Dallas. Number 2 is the Lakers. They've got 2 with the Thunder, 2 with the Rockets, and 1 with the Warriors. And number 3 is Houston, which we're not going to catch them anyways. 6 is Denver. 8 is Golden State. So it seems like, we talk. Once we get through these 2 games, it opens up. So if you can split these and keep your momentum and just keep pace where you're at after this back-to-back, then maybe you've got a chance to put a crooked number up, to put baseball terms up, as we close out the season.
Man, and I don't know when we catch Minnesota and Detroit, but depending on they just had, was that last night all those dudes spilled into the they got 5 dudes got ejected. Maybe they'll have some.
I'm getting tired of the term fight because
there ain't no fight. They just grabbing each other and they're pushing each other.
I'm tired of the term fight. Like I understand this is 2025, but they need to stop.
Ain't no fight. Man, when the image is 2 dudes, which I love Ron Holland, real quick aside, Ron Holland's, I like that dude. When the picture and it's fight and they're just grabbing jerseys, but it's like they're so
they're falling down.
And they're falling down, but they're so far away, they're flexing so you can still see their biceps while they're. I'm like, come on, y'all! Somebody hit somebody. If you're gonna get ejected, punch somebody. Where's Beef Stew? Get Beef Stew out there trying to kill LeBron. That's what I want.
DB got ejected last night for tangling up with KD in probably the weakest ejection.
I'm about to say that he didn't even do nothing.
He got a tech for tangling up, and then the ref was in a bad mood and gave him another tech.
I was like, what?
The softest Dylan Brooks ejection of all. I've seen Dylan Brooks get ejected for knocking somebody's head off and punching Donovan Mitchell in the nuts. Yep. That was nothing.
That was nothing at all.
There was nothing.
That was a regular foul. KD more pushed him than he pushed him. He pushed KD.
It's hard to not laugh though at Dylan. I mean, I don't like to laugh at people's misfortune, but I will laugh at Dylan Brooks' misfortune every now and again because it's funny.
It's just kind of like, oh, Dylan will be Dylan.
DB going DB. I get it. All right, Parrish, we'll let you get out of here, brother. Thank you for hopping on with us this morning. Are you going to the game tonight?
Yep, I'll be there.
Heck yeah. Well,
try to sound excited about it, Parrish. We've only got 8 left.
Well, you got to think. I just came off a long birthday trip to LA and Vegas.
Oh yeah, you're like, I
don't. And then on my actual birthday, my wife still wanted to take me out before I went to the game. I haven't had no rest in a week and a half. So
you haven't had no rest.
Tough.
I can't wait till tomorrow. Then I can finally get. I went back to work when I got back to it. It's like, bro,
oh my god!
I tell you what, you and Rusty coming on these shows and saying you're exhausted after your birthday trips is just not sitting with me at all.
I understand, man. I understand you got kids, bro.
Hey, go get you a nap, Parrish. You need it. We'll be right back. We just gonna take a really quick break, and we'll be right back. We're gonna talk about Mondays, real fast. We'll be right back. See you, brother.
Tune in to the 2 Buck Sports Show with Rusty Witten and Drew Gann every Tuesday and Thursday live at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Poor guy. He needs a nap.
He does need a nap. Did the commercial play?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it at all. I didn't hear it at all. I just saw you, and I was like, we just going to wing this? I'm not hearing the commercial.
Yeah, and now your audio cut out. So
and now my audio cut out.
There we go.
So, I don't know what the hell.
You're I guess. Rusty does this. I think whoever hits the button is at a disadvantage because on our show, I just have to like read the room really quick. I got like a millisecond, and I can see it in his eyes whether he knows if it's over or not. And I just intro the next segment. So whoever hits the button, inside baseball for everybody in the comments and listen. Whoever's hitting the button on this StreamYard is liable to just everything go haywire.
Yeah, I'm just happy we were invited. Let's talk about Mondays and lasagna because StreamYard is just serving us lasagnas and Mondays left and right with that. We celebrate the good and the bad on here on Monday. It's important. It's important. There's more to life than just basketball, despite what we talk about. And we like to acknowledge the good things and the bad things because Garfield the cat does it. I can go first. So we've been doing this for how long and I still get them confused. My lasagna, I got the good thing. My lasagna was, we had a bunch of company in town. My partner, Kyla, she performed in a play over the weekend. So we had a lot of family in town and we just got to see a good play, had just a lot of good hangouts, like good, the house was full, good energy, good food, really, really great. The Monday, I just said it and I got confused again. The Monday is everybody left.
People in your house.
Yep, and the house is a mess, and it's rainy, and I'm like, man, I didn't get anything done. I didn't get any of my chores done, and I've got to go back to. I just like, thank God. I feel like I missed out on my weekend to recuperate. And the older I need that, man. There's kids around. We need weekends. The weekend, we need it.
Yeah. Hey, I'm with you. This is the first weekend that we've just kind of laid low in a long time. We had, and I'm not going to complain about it like my co-hosts, like Parrish and Rusty do. I'm not going to complain about my trip to Florida, okay? But I had that trip, and then the next weekend we had ball tournaments, and my transmission went out.
Oh, yeah. That was the same weekend?
Yeah, that was on the way back. Well, that was actually on Sunday. So after church on Sunday, it went out. But still haven't gotten it back, by the way. I could go for 15 minutes talking about Honda and what I think about that dealership in Tupelo, Mississippi. but they want to charge me $7,000 for a transmission that's back ordered. And it was like, you can pay for it and we'll order it, but it may be here next week. It may be here in July. And I was like, no,
that's not how that works.
That's not how that works. So I drove to Birmingham on Friday and bought a transmission off of a salvaged Honda.
Oh, I love this.
For half the price, and I'm having it put in this week. So T's and P's, fingers crossed, whichever you prefer, that this thing works.
T's and P's. I've never heard that. T's and P's.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, T's and P's.
But my lasagna is, we just kind of maintained around the house all weekend. I had some niece and nephew come spend the night one night, which had a low key weekend. Last night, and this is my Monday, I guess. Last night, my wife and I, who is an incredible singer, me who attempts to play the bass guitar, were asked to play at a church service in Walnut, which is like 20 minutes away last night. So we were there. And my son was picked up by a friend to go to his baseball practice. They were having batting practice because it was rainy outside. And about the invitation, everybody's praying and we're playing softly in the background. My phone blows up, Luke. And I'm thinking, my default setting, thunderstorms coming in, it's work. A pole's broke. A lot of people are out of power. Nothing that can't wait 2 minutes for this song to end.
100%.
And then I look down, and the next person that calls me is my son's baseball coach. And I was like, oh, no, something happened.
Oh, no.
So headphones out, bass laying bass down and running out the hallway in the middle of the song. And I ended on, I said, Paul's everything good? He said, we've had an accident. Your son, BB has been hit in the head with a baseball bat, and he's bleeding. We are taking him to the ER. And I was like, we'll be there. And I just set myself down. We were playing with a lot of friends from close, including my neighbors. So I just looked at my neighbor. I said, grab my stuff. And I grabbed Haley. I said, we got to go. And out the door we went. And ended up, he got hit in the eye. And so, when you cut here, the orbital, it's just bleeding and it's not going to you're going to have to treat it.
Yeah.
So he ended up with with some glue on his eyebrow. And they did a CT scan. Everything's fine. This is him this morning. I'll just show the.
Oh yes, what a badass!
Yeah, and so we hightailed it out of there. Made a 15-minute drive, about 10. Now my camera's all fuzzy. I screwed it up.
That's okay.
But I that's the Monday is being 20 minutes away and somebody else taking your kid to the ER because he got smashed in the head with a baseball bat.
Is he okay?
He's okay. He went to school today. Like, everything's fine. It's a story we'll tell for a long time. You know, what kid doesn't end up with stitches or glue, you know, at some point? So the worst part was just that we weren't there. But it's one of those things. If I was there, it wasn't a situation in the moment where it would have been like a freak out anyway. Like, it was always just going to be a cut to the eye that we needed to take care of.
It's not like that scene in Inglourious Bastards where he's getting wailed on with a baseball bat. It's like, you know, it's different.
My son is 8 years old, and his friends on his team were just like, man, I wish it happened to me. I'd get all the girls.
And he's 8.
And he's 8. And he couldn't care less.
I was like, I didn't know how to spell girls when I was 8, let alone.
Why is this not working?
I don't know. Get closer.
Wayno says I look like a memory right now. So blurry.
It looks like you're fading away, like you're dying. The show's ending. And it's like, Drew, that's gonna do it for our show today. I've lost Drew. He's slipped into the great beyond. Or I'm wearing like DUI glasses. It's like, now walk this line. I'm like, oh Jesus.
Luke's got his bear goggles on.
I'm just making sure that it's your camera and not my beer. I'm gonna do a show with beer goggles on. That's what we're gonna do tomorrow. That's gonna do it for our show today, everybody. Oh yeah, what?
Look at Daniel Greer.
Daniel, this one's for you, my friend. Because normally I just unplug my computer and get it back. That's great.
I would have used a different finger on Friday.
That's going to do it for our show today. Speaking of middle fingers, we will be back tomorrow. Everybody have a good day. Stay safe out in this rain. No hydroplaning. I hope you have a safe day, Uncle Buck. I hope the power stays on for people. I hope that finger stays down. It will. If we can leave you with anything, y'all, like we usually do, remember these 2 things. Remember to be a little weird. Remember to smile. Bye, guys. Smile like Uncle Buck. We'll be back tomorrow. See y'all.